Welcome to SUTV Sports Night. I'm Kat Murphy.
I'm Hal Erickson.
I'm Evan Smith.
I'm Naira Tolliver.
And I'm Caitlin Cleveland.
We're going to first go to Naira with an update of softball and baseball.
Thank you, Kat. Men's baseball has an overall record of 17-5 and a conference record of 6-3. They played a doubleheader on Saturday against Frostburg State University and split those games. The Bobcats came from behind in the first game in the final 3 innings by scoring 4 runs to win by a final score of 5-4. Sophomore Brett Kalicki earned his first loss of the season. Salisbury came back with sophomore left-hander Dan Fine pitching his first complete collegiate game and leading the Gulls to a 3-1 victory. Junior center fielder, I don't know, was 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored to lead the offense. Salisbury heads across town on Tuesday to play the Delmarva Shorebirds, the single-A affiliate for the Baltimore Orioles, at Arthur W. Purdue Stadium in exhibition action at 7:05 p.m. Women's softball has an overall record of 20-2 and a conference record of 2-0. Throughout the past week, the Gulls have scored a total of 51 runs. They played a doubleheader on Saturday against York College of Pennsylvania and won both games. Sophomore Rachel Johnson and freshman Meredith Blades combined to pitch a no-hitter in the first game and won by a score of 17-0 in 5 innings. Salisbury opened up the scoring with a 6-run first inning and then a 7-run second inning. Junior Catherine Larson kept the Spartans off balance by allowing 1 run off of just 2 hits. Salisbury scored 11 runs off of 11 hits to win 11-1 in the second game. Carly Reed finished the day with a team-high 5 RBIs by going 3 for 4, and Michelle Gravidal went 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. Salisbury returns home for a CAC doubleheader against the University of Mary Washington on Saturday, April 6th. First pitch is set for 12:30 p.m. The Seagulls will then turn around and host Washington College on Sunday, April 7th with a start time of 1 p.m. And now, on to Caitlin.
Once again, both the men's and women's lacrosse teams came away with victories after winning their games on Saturday, March 30th. The men defeated Capital Athletic Conference opponent Marymount University with a final score of 16-7. Sophomore Wade Corvin led the Gulls with 4 goals. This win is the 10th for the men's team and brings their overall record to 10-2 with a CAC record of 3-0. For their next game, they will host Stevenson University at 7 o'clock this Wednesday night. The women's team also beat a CAC opponent with a 14-7 win over Mary Washington. It was the Seagulls' defense that propelled them to a win, with sophomore Bethany Bear and senior Alyssa Hardesty causing 3 turnovers each. Bethany Bear also led the team with 3 goals on the day. The women will host Marymount University this Wednesday at 4 p.m. at Siegel Stadium to try and maintain their so far undefeated season. Now on to Kat.
And now on to the next question. The Miami Heat's 27-game winning streak was snapped Wednesday night by the Chicago Bulls with a final score of 101-97 when an attempted comeback by LeBron James and his teammates fell short. Will the Heat recover? Could the streak have continued? What do you guys think?
Yes, they will recover. It'll be fine. It was like 1 loss, and they've started out slow and like almost.
They always
all
come
their,
back. That's the thing.
It was a
all
little
of their
too late.
games have been like they come behind. I always thought it was like they were toying with people. Like they would play. They would play the game. They would be behind, and it was like they were seeing how far behind they could get and still win.
It was only a matter of time before they lost, so I wasn't even that surprised.
I think they will be absolutely fine. They will come back. They already are doing so well with such a good record. They'll be fine.
I think we're forgetting they already have came back. You know, they won 2 in a row.
And that was
without last night.
Was against the Spurs without their aces.
Second best team in the league, their biggest threat without their 2 best stars. They're back.
I completely agree.
All right, let's move on to our next question. The NCAA men's basketball tournament is hitting stride as final 4 teams prepare to compete for the title. Who do you predict will enter the championship game and come out victorious?
All I know is my bracket is horrible right now.
I think everyone's is.
I think everyone was shocked after Harvard won.
The minute Georgetown got out, I think.
Yeah, once Georgetown got out and then Harvard won, that was kind of all downhill for everybody.
And Florida Gulf Coast. Okay.
Well, let's talk about the teams that are in the final 4 right now. So we have Louisville, Wichita, Syracuse, and Michigan. What do you guys think of those teams?
I'm gonna go.
Who do you think is gonna be in the championship game first of all?
Syracuse. I'm gonna go Michigan and Louisville, and my gut tells me Michigan for some weird reason. Like I like Michigan.
I like Trey Burke. They're doing so good. I was like, their games. Oh my gosh, I love watching them. I'm like, wow, this is great.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, they did have a great comeback the other night, but I don't know. I also agree with the Louisville, Michigan, but I think Louisville's going to come away with it. I think they've been strong all season, and
now that they have an injury behind them,
we're not going to bring it up.
we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna bring it up.
Nope.
Well, first of all, who do you guys think is going to be in the championship game?
I mean, I wouldn't count Syracuse out. I think they still got a chance to get the win over Michigan.
Okay. Do you think that Louisville's going to be in the final over Wichita?
I mean, you got to take into account that they lost, was it
Kevin Ware.
Kevin Ware after that really nasty snap where his leg just did a full 90-degree bend in the other direction.
That's
So
nasty.
I think even if not like his actual playing, it's definitely going to have an effect on the team's spirit,
But it
so
could
to
be
say.
a good effect.
That's also
It
possibly.
could be good. All right. Well, what do you think?
I love the orange. I'm going Syracuse.
I also am not going to count out Syracuse. Just to throw that out there.
But I agree with Nair. I think Michigan's going to take over. When they have a lot of momentum behind them, but I think Louisville's going to win. Definitely. We should talk about that nasty injury now.
No, we shouldn't.
Yes, we should.
Let's not.
No,
not.
Kevin
It's bad
Ware-
enough to see it. Talking about
Kevin
it,
Ware
it's not too much.
snapped his
We don't even
shin
talk
during
about
that game. Just so you know,
Shin.
his bone was protruding 6 inches out of his skin, which is disgusting. A lot of people are making a really big deal out of it, and some people, there's been a lot of Twitter prayers and talk and whatnot. What do you guys think about that?
Okay, you're just setting us up for this one.
Yes, I am.
I just think it was a terrible injury, and I hope that he has a speedy and quick recovery and is able to come back and play like the player he was before the injury. That's all I have to say about it.
Nair, what do you think?
He'll be good.
It's pretty bad when you hear a coach say that he was on the verge of vomiting.
tears. I mean,
And yeah,
Did you
when he
see
saw
the
that
team's
happen.
reaction?
they all were crying.
It takes a lot to make guys like that cry. And I couldn't watch it. I thankfully didn't see it turn the game on literally 3 minutes after it happened, and I had to watch it from halfway across the room with my roommate covering half the screen.
It was intense.
While my hand was over my face. I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch it.
As bad as that was, the guy sitting in his hospital bed right now, smiling with the trophy next to him, he's having a good time.
Well,
I'm with Nair on this one.
I'm
He's
sure
not having a good time.
I'm sure
He'll
he's
be fine.
pretty unhappy that he wasn't able to play in that
I mean,
game.
I'm not saying he's jumping for joy that he can't play, but I'm saying
I think this is an injury that he probably will not come back from for a very long time. I think that's something that mentally and physically is.
I think it's more
recover from.
mentally than physically.
I think anything. You got to go through physical therapy for that. And
This, oh my gosh, bone breaking, it's nasty.
That was completely.
And we keep talking about it, and I'm gonna throw up.
it was just a.
It's disgusting.
Nair, do you think there's too much attention on this?
I say
You're baiting me, Kat. You're baiting
I think
me.
we
I
agree to
am,
go to our next
please.
topic.
Yes, agree.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Evan.
No more breaking legs.
Sorry, Kat.
I was hoping for a nice fight there. The Pittsburgh Penguins notched their 15th straight win. Their 15th straight victory by beating the New York Islanders 2-0 on Saturday, while overcoming an early injury from Sidney Crosby. Will the streak continue?
All right, I have a lot to say about this one. Crosby's made of glass. Malkin's made of glass.
Say it again. Preach it.
Aguilar's old. This team's ancient. They get in the playoffs, number 1 seed, whatever. No matter who they play, I'm thinking maybe the Flyers will snag the
Assuming that the Flyers can squeeze out the
The
playoff berth.
The Penguins are too consistent.
I mean, if you got
They
last
are,
year.
and all of those
Yeah.
stats point to them being the best. They're not. They're.
But I mean, you have to factor,
Stats aren't everything.
and you have to factor in the fact
You're right,
that
but
Crosby's out indefinitely with his jaw hanging all
That
over
was
the place.
nasty too.
yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah, it's,
See, he's not having a good time in the hospital right now.
yeah.
I don't think anyone is having a good time in any hospital anywhere.
One has a trophy next to him, one doesn't.
Okay.
You know.
Anyway, I think that I honestly, I don't know. I think we're gonna have to see. They could either be consistent
it's gonna
and
be
step it up,
hard.
but Sidney Crosby is a lot to the Penguins. Like
That's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
he's the
He
leading
is. He's
scorer in the
literally
NHL right
everything for
now,
them.
so
He's the one who
I think that might be an
scores.
important part of your team's lineup.
He's had 25 points in 14 games.
But he's very fragile. Like,
Yeah, but he scores everything. He is there.
You can
he's their
score
top
anything-
player in
Not playing.
chief.
you can
That's
score
what I'm saying, now
anything
he's
you
not playing.
want.
I can see that.
Penguins are going down. They're in trouble.
Bye-bye. I
I think
pitched.
they're
Serious
in
trouble.
trouble. They're still good, but it's just gonna. I think that
They're good, but they're not, like, great. I mean, yeah, they have this 15
You can't
point.
say they're not great. They're
They've
15
had-
straight victory.
Okay, the Chicago Blackhawks, like,
Yeah.
went, like, almost the whole
That
season.
was impressive.
That was better than what the Penguins
That
are
was
doing
very-
right now.
That was
Like,
impressive.
I mean, it's better. Like, I don't like the Penguins. Let me get that very
I
straight.
agree.
I don't either.
I'm a Caps fan.
no one
I
likes
don't
the
care.
Penguins.
I'm a Caps fan.
So, I don't really
except for
care.
a Flyers
Yeah, except
fan
for you
here.
guys.
He's a Flyers
I'm just kidding.
We like the Flyers here. We like to.
No.
We or you?
You're wearing black and orange, so I
For
can,
the
I'm just
Orioles.
inferring that you trust the Flyers.
Well, I guess we'll see
Secretly.
what will happen.
go.
to our
Time will
Penguins.
tell.
And on to our next topic. Kobe Bryant's contract with the Lakers runs through the 2013 and 2014 season, and Bryant suggested in a recent interview that he may retire. Do you think that Kobe is actually seeking retirement?
Yes.
Really?
16 years in the league. 16, right? Yeah, 16.
Just go with it.
It's been a long time. He's been playing since he's 18. He's 34. How much money has the man made?
Way a lot.
Way a lot, like a whole bunch.
I don't
Like,
see that happening. He keeps talking about how he wants another ring, and he's got what?
well,
one more
when
year
you
to
have
get it.
Steve Nash, who's 38, about to be 39, with his injuries, then you have Metta World Peace, who's like 34, 35. You have Dwight Howard, who is also very injury prone, not as injury prone as Andrew Bynum. They're both kind of injury prone. And like their whole team is old. And then Mike D'Antoni, when you get into the playoffs, no matter what sport it is, defense wins you championships. The Lakers have not played defense. They're in the 9th spot in the West right now, behind the Utah Jazz. Like, they have been competing with the Utah Jazz and the Houston Rockets to get into the playoffs. Past Laker teams, you wouldn't be having this conversation. They'd be in the playoffs. So Kobe, like, he just probably realizes he may not get that ring anytime soon. And they're probably going to hand this franchise over to Dwight Howard in, like, the next year or two. So just leave. You got your money, got your rings, chill. Make a couple commercials,
Kobe
go do your
Bryant,
thing.
Does anyone know where Kobe Bryant's from?
Philly.
City of Philadelphia.
Philly, of course.
You want to leave an old Lakers team,
That's two.
young dynamic team, Philadelphia 76ers, led by Drew Holiday. That's where Kobe.
Get off the Philly game.
I'm just gonna go
I'm
with.
being honest.
I'm just gonna. When you look at the like this happening in the past with players saying they're gonna retire, and very prominent players. I mean, just Anquan Bolden saying he was gonna retire if he wasn't
It's
a Raven.
not like,
we got-
especially someone as big as Kobe Bryant.
We got
you
Tony
know?
Gonzalez coming back to play after he said he was 98% sure
He's gonna
he was
pull a Brett
retire.
Favre. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna retire."
I
And then
mean,
he's gonna be
Kobe-
like, "Oh, I have to come back. I love basketball. I can't live without it."
Kobe Bryant also hasn't shown any signs of really slowing down. He's
Yes,
still
exactly.
he's still
If
as
he had
good
a
as he's
few-
been.
If he was
Absolutely not.
consistently getting hurt, or I don't know. It just I don't think.
He's going strong. He's still
Yeah,
he's
he's-
still a top player.
I'm not saying he's gonna
he
be in
still
the
wants
league.
to win a ring.
I'm not saying he's going to be in the
Well,
league for another
everyone
10 years.
wants
I'm
to
saying he's
win
gonna
a
be in the league
ring.
But he's like his thing. I'm sorry. He said in like in some interview that he was like set on getting another ring, and if he doesn't get another ring, then he will be mad.
I mean, like, yeah, but he has to understand. He's 34. Like, he's played in the league for so long, and those injuries take a toll on him. And who's to say that he's going to win one in 2, 3, 4, 5 years if he plays that long? Oklahoma City, Kevin Durant is coming. Like, LeBron James is still in the league last time I checked. The Spurs,
Last time
I was gonna say,
last time I checked, the Spurs are still in the West. I mean, you've got a bunch of good teams that could keep Kobe from getting a ring. Like, it doesn't really matter.
I understand that. I'm just saying that he was talking about how he was thinking about retirement, but not until he gets his ring. So I just don't think it's going to be happening.
Well, he
anytime
may
soon.
be waiting for that ring for
Well,
a minute.
You're right, but even if he is waiting, that's that's what he was saying, and I don't think it's gonna happen anytime soon. I think he's just messing around with people, feeling them out. So
Maybe it's an
see what
April
their
Fool's joke.
reactions. It's an April Fool's joke. You got it.
I don't think this interview was on today though. Or-
It wasn't. It was like 2 or 3 days ago. No, it wasn't.
Okay, next
Anyway.
question.
Anyway, sorry. All right, on to to our next topic.
Great show.
Major League Baseball has been able to avoid salary cap issues, but recently MLB is considering bringing one in. Should baseball have a salary cap?
It depends.
Depends.
Like if you have like deals like how like A-Rod has them, then I guess like yeah, you should, but you look at how much money Justin Verlander's gotten and how much money Buster Posey's gotten. Where would the Tigers be without Justin Verlander? They'd be shot because the Tigers aren't. I mean, they're good. Well, now they got Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera. They're good, but
I was gonna say they.
but I'm
Depends
saying
on
like, before that, it was Justin Verlander or bust. Like it wasn't anybody else. Buster Posey, yeah, you have Tim Lincecum and all that, but he's like the constant on that staff. Like
I don't know. I think that I don't think that there needs to be one. I think it's a much different league than the NFL, and that there's a much bigger pool to pick from. I don't know.
Well, I mean, when you look historically at it, when you got a team who has twice the amount of World Series appearances as any other team does, talking to the New York Yankees here, because I wasn't sure. They have, the next is the Giants, who have like 19 or something, and on top of the 40 appearances they've had in the World Series, they've had 27 wins, and the next being the St. Louis Cardinals. Yeah. So I think there's definitely some historical evidence to say that without a salary cap, the championships are going to be skewed in one direction, as the Yankees have proven with their 27 World Series wins.
Look, the thing with the salary cap is it rewards teams with fan bases that care about their team. So if you take, the Nationals, they have a fan base, great team, great young team. They don't go to games. They average 25,000 fans a game.
Okay, but they've only been
don't care about your team.
But they've only been a team in DC since like 2004,
I'm saying, if you
2005.
win
So
100 games,
it's hard to
you
bring in
should
a
go to
team
games.
from Montreal who's been terrible for quite a long time and instantly draw a new fan base. Yeah, there's some shock factor and some curiosity that people are going to go and invest in teams. But now that they won, they had the best record in baseball last year. Like the fan base is going to grow at this point, and so. Yeah, so their fan base I don't think is in any trouble, as you seem to be making out to be.
I think this could be a good thing, though. I mean, you got to think about teams. I was thinking like the Yankees and A-Rod, like how much money that he gets, and how other teams don't have nearly as much money as the Yankees. And I think it's necessary to be able to even out this money and make things a little more even.
I don't know. I think that there's in the past there have been teams that have no money at all that have done absolutely fantastically. So.
Absolutely fantastically, but I think it will help even things out at least. And think about it. Alex Rodriguez, no one wants him anymore. We're done with Alex Rodriguez. Let's be real, all right? Like last season, we're ready to get rid of him. Now for the Yankees, he's kind of like a burden. Like they don't want him anymore. They owe him like $100 million.
But I mean, it's not really an issue for them to have him because there's no salary cap. If they had a salary cap, the fact that he's on the DL for like almost the first half of the season. That could put an issue on like the amount of salary they're allowed, but because there's no salary cap, just him sitting on the bench really hasn't proven much of.
I mean, you think they wouldn't want that $200 million off their payroll?
No, I mean they definitely would, but it's less of an issue because there's no salary cap.
Well, I think we should have him keep out because that's stupid. That's dumb. You want that much money? No.
I mean, I think the success of a sports team shouldn't be judged on who's able to pull in the most money and buy the best players. It should be based on
it shouldn't be, but that's
you're given X amount of money, and then you see which team can put together the best lineup, get together the best coaching staff, get the players to be in their prime, and go win championships. I think that's a much more fair way to look at it than who can buy all the superstars.
But buying all the superstars doesn't always work, but that's okay.
27 wins, World Series.
okay.
They've won one in the past decade.
All right. Well, on to our next question. The news that Cowboys quarterback Tony Romo has agreed to a 6-year contract extension was met with an interesting reaction from fans and analysts. Is his money well deserved?
I'm sorry.
This dude,
I know.
you
It's
getting
a joke.
paid
It's a
$108
joke.
million per playoff win.
He's
No.
he was in
I like
one.
that.
Can we just talk about how he was like in one playoff game first of all?
Oh, we don't need to talk Can we about talk it. about how
We
many
know it.
Can we talk
passes he
about-
had to the Redskins?
Yeah. Can we talk about that he's getting paid over a Super Bowl quarterback right now? He's like guarantee 55 million. Right now.
I could make
5
the
million.
55
argument.
million
Guaranteed.
over Joe Flacco. Come on.
I could make the argument that Joe Flacco doesn't deserve that money, but we'll deal with that
Flacco
another
may not
day.
deserve that much, but Tony Romo does not deserve
Well,
more
I
than
agree.
him.
Two of the most mediocre quarterbacks in the history of quarterbacking are getting paid more than Tom Brady, Peyton
Absolutely
Manning,
not.
and like, let's be honest here. Really, we really think that Joe Flacco deserves that money?
Why are
Do
we
we
talking about
really
Joe
think
Flacco?
that
Look.
Tony Romo doesn't deserve that type of money?
All right,
He is like, oh gosh.
All right, back to the topic. So we're not
Thank
talking
you,
about Joe
Evan.
Flacco. That's a different story.
Well,
This dude, he hasn't had a winning season in 3 years.
yeah, he blows.
He blows. Let's be honest. 8 and 8 the
not
past 2
good.
years. Both years, if he won the last game of the season, they'd be in the playoffs.
Yep.
Coughed them both up. The dude's a joke.
Yeah, I don't
Sorry.
understand why
I think
they're
it-
bringing him back with as much money.
I think
That's
at this
not
point it's
smart.
more of a he's the face of the franchise than he's actually
Absolutely, absolutely. That's I mean,
good. No, and not, I'm saying that like when you think Cowboys, like people are starting to think Tony Romo.
That's just how it
It's
is.
just that.
But
It shouldn't be.
It's- it's becoming more of a marketing-
I don't think.
but when you got guys like Des Bryant,
Yeah, that's
who
what
are
I would
perfectly,
say are more,
who could be,
more the face of the
Yeah.
franchise, Des Bryant, than Tony Romo.
I just think it's
forgot about
ridiculous.
him.
It's ridiculous.
he's an important character
Just
on
a
the
little
franchise.
bit.
Yeah.
But you know, now you always
pretty good.
come in with your.
No, I just think it's ridiculous to be paid over Joe Flacco. I think that's so.
I think it's
don't
ridiculous.
Sorry to bring it back up, but I think that is so.
I don't think we can compare to Joe
Outrageous.
Flacco just because
I'm
I
not
mean.
trying, but you have to think he's getting paid over a Super Bowl. He just won the Super Bowl. He should be getting.
They don't all think it's obnoxious how she keeps bringing up her own team. Like,
I mean,
come on,
they're
stop.
my team too, but I wait, hold up.
Coming from the guy who won't
Yeah.
stop talking about
I
Philadelphia.
think you kept alluding to the Phillies, even the Sixers.
Let's just.
But I mean,
That's
I don't
a
think
little
that inconsistency buys you like what 50 million guarantee or something like that.
55.
Like yeah, and then you got the 108 over 6 years. Like I don't know, that's
Oh, no.
that
I
makes
we
no
all agree
sense.
it's a joke.
How many
Yeah.
years has he been in the league now?
About 8? No, 6 or 6 or 6. It's
His
like
first
6
start
to
was in
8.
like 2006.
Yeah,
Okay.
so about 6.
Okay. I just
Remember
wanted
that's
to
the
see
year
what
he was
those-
like on the ground holding his helmet because he dropped the field goal.
Yeah.
Playoff game.
Tragic. His life
Nothing's
is
changed.
tragic.
We'll say that.
Nothing's changed. It's ridiculous why they're paying him that much money. Now on to our next topic. The Green Bay Packers and their quarterback Aaron Rodgers are moving towards a resolution for a new contract extension that will make Rodgers the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. What do you think is to come for Aaron Rodgers?
I think that's great. I'm a huge Aaron
I am
Rodgers
too.
fan.
I think if anyone deserves it, it's
Yeah.
probably.
Look, if
He's
Tony
not
Romo-
just a good
he's
player,
up
he's a
there.
leader, I think. I think he's a good leader for their team.
if Romo's getting 108,
Yeah, he should be getting like
Rodgers is like
300 million.
500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
He should be.
Aaron
yeah.
Rodgers should be getting like I like the Packers just because of Aaron Rodgers because he and Clay Matthews like
He's a
I just
likable guy.
he's a
He's
great
fun.
guy. I mean, how can you not like the discount double check?
The discount.
gotta-
I mean, I like BJ Raji more for that. But,
That's true.
you know.
Oh god, that commercial's great. But yeah, I think he totally deserves that. I don't think there's any. He deserves to be.
These are really bad debate topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be in
I'm not debating. I want to debate.
agreement here.
We could always bring up the.
No, we
Nope.
can't.
And to the NL East. We can debate about that.
We can.
We don't have that on
We
here.
can. Yeah, we do.
Oh, I don't have
Nair,
that
what do you
right
think
down.
about who's gonna lead the NL East and the AL East while we're at it?
Well then, I'm glad you asked that question, Caitlin, because
Here we
you know
go.
who's going to win the NL East? Who won it last year? The Washington Nationals.
Yeah.
Now it'll be a tie for this wild
just
card
Keep
with-
going, sorry.
with
Like,
either the Phillies or the Braves. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. 'cause-
I'm still
A lot
choosing the
of
Braves.
facts in that.
I'm still going
look,
Braves over
look,
Phillies.
okay, I'll tell you this. Okay, I'll give you Steven Strasburg,
great picture.
Bryce Harper,
Gio Gonzalez.
Gio Gonzalez, Ryan Zimmerman, Adam LaRoche, Jason Worth, Denard Span.
Okay, I can recite other rosters too. That doesn't mean you're
No, those are good.
We
those are-
have a
But I
great,
mean, can you find
we
a
have
hole?
a great bullpen, not only a great starting
Got Rafael
staff,
Soriano.
we
Good to
have
go.
a good offense. I mean, Bryce Harper, youngest person ever to hit 2 home runs
that
on
was
opening day.
That's impressive.
Today.
Does that mean anything? Like,
Yes, he hit 2 home runs.
This is
He's probably younger. He's awesome. Right?
With-
Harper is amazing.
yeah. Okay, with the Braves, they have the Upton brothers, and who knows what their outfield is going to do. I mean, the Braves are always hit and miss with their stuff. Phillies, you guys are old, man. Jimmy Rollins, Chase Utley, old.
Wait, did you say who knows what the Braves outfield's going to do?
Yeah.
Are you, all right, they have the best outfield in baseball. Can we just be honest?
Well, we could say the
I
Toronto
mean-
Blue Jays have the best roster.
Okay, and we can go down your roster and say, oh, this guy's good, this guy's good. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
we did all say the
I mean, it doesn't mean anything, but the Nationals are greatness.
It's true.
After
Let's just
a
leave it at
first
that.
round playoff.
And I mean, even like with the NL East, even when it comes to the wild card,
When was the last time the Phillies won the World Series? What was that, like 3 years ago? I'm sorry. What have you done for me lately, Phillies? What have you all
Our whole
done?
team was- their
What
whole
have
team was
you
injured
all
last year.
done for me? Oh my gosh, that's an excuse? That's an excuse? You all should have won. Oh yeah, the Phillies, we're greatness, we're this, we're that, blah, 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 blah. Your
our
whole
whole
team's
bench
injured,
should
yet you,
account for a little bit.
yeah, you all finished what, 81 and 81. Who won the, at least we made the
Who won the
playoffs.
previous
Y'all were
season?
sitting on your butts watching us in the
We were the
playoffs.
Cardinals.
You were still sitting there watching us, weren't you? Y'all were sitting there watching us
And a
lose.
day later, you were on the couch.
We were sitting there watching.
Yeah.
But either way, we were there.
Good job.
And we saw, we
If you're
came and we saw.
satisfied-
We're about to conquer. We're about to conquer some stuff up in this joint. All right, Nationals, winning. That's it.
All right, on to my picks.
Phillies.
I'm taking experience. This team,
Wah.
the Phillies being this team. Six years in a row, 5 years in a row, they won the division. Last year, Roy Halladay was injured, Chase Utley was injured, Ryan Howard was injured, Rollins had his trips to the DL. The whole team was out.
Should
The
I
whole
cry
team's
now
out.
or later?
I'm not asking you to cry.
Should I do that now? Okay, I'll do that now.
I listened to your painful
Wah.
preaching about
Wah. Tears.
But it's
very,
gonna be
very
neither of
professional right here.
I'm very professional.
Wow, yeah. Now.
I have nothing to say. I think you guys covered it all.
You guys covered
For you.
it. Thanks, guys.
I got nothing. I think I don't even know.
We have the best pitching staff in the division.
Oh,
Blasphemy, but
I
okay.
think that's
We can move on to
questionable,
AL
highly
East topics.
questionable.
We can
we
move on
can
to
talk
AL
about
East right now.
AL East. Claire, what do you
AL
think
East.
about that?
We
What do you guys think
yeah,
about AL
we
East?
probably won't shout as much about that one.
AL East. I'm thinking the Tampa Bay Rays. I'm liking their.
I agree. Rays.
No,
We're on the same page.
they're undercover. They're on the down low. I think nobody's talking about them. Everybody's talking about Blue Jays. What are the Yankees gonna do? What are the
They're
Red
gonna
Sox gonna do? Nobody knows if the Orioles are for real or not. I'm
They are.
sorry. I think the Rays are probably one. They're gonna come out. They still have David Price. They still have Evan Longoria. Like they're the greatest, and they got good prospects in return for James Shields.
I think if there's any division that's probably in the most question, it's probably the AL East because you got the Yankees are on the DL, and the Orioles aren't consistent.
I was just gonna say. I
Not-
actually
not
like that
DL as
more.
in, like,
No, I literally
yeah.
think the entire Yankees organization is on the DL right now. Like more than half of their money is on the DL. Like, I just think that's ridiculous. But
And I mean, it's hard to say what the Blue Jays are going to do with their their blockbuster trades. Like, so that's going to be a factor to consider.
Regarding the Blue Jays, I don't understand why everyone's hyping them up so much. They inherited a team that won, what, like 70 games?
True.
I don't see what that does for me.
I agree. I think the Orioles are going to come out and they're going to rock it. And
Baltimore.
This is Birdland, people, and they're going to protect what they earned last year. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
What about AL West? Thoughts on that?
We can just do them all right now. We might as well.
Angels.
I think that's the unanimous kind of thing. I can't see it
I'm going
going any other way.
Sure.
Unanimous. Wow.
Well, I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but I think they're probably going to win it.
Alrighty. Well, let's wrap it up. That is all for SUTV. It's all for SUTV Sports Night. Thank you for joining us, and please follow us on Twitter at SUTV1. Also, on April 11th, please come to Tutti Frutti to support SUTV. Come between 1 to 4, get some ice cream, support your television station. That's all for tonight. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next Monday at 7.